You're listening to Real Estate in Bourbon. Whether you like it neat or on the rocks, you're in the right place. And now your host, Dawn Roy.
All right, here we are, episode 7. So great for you to come back, and I hope you've poured a little something. I want to show you my sexy glass.
That is so beautiful.
Is that lovely? We are having Miss Susan hold over for episode number 7. We want you to share, like, post, comment,
bell,
dance, sang a song, do whatever you need to do. And I want you to give some props to my boy Michael for giving me this beautiful bottle of bourbon and my own personalized real estate and bourbon podcast glass. And Studio 77 is the bomb.
So what's the topic today?
The topic today is HGTV fact or fantasy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling. That's what's coming over on me here.
You know what I just thought of? This
What?
is going to completely date me. Fantasy Island. Places everyone. Smiles, everyone. Smiles. That's kind of what it is.
That is what it is. That is what it is.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't really understand why they haven't called you or I to have our own show.
Well,
I mean,
they have.
With your phone ringing as much as it has, that's who's calling you. Is,
Probably them now.
You know, why aren't you?
The answer's no.
But let's talk about that. I mean, what HGTV shows have you seen, or I mean, what are the ones that come to mind when you think of that? Just is it the flip ones? Because
I think it's the flip ones for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, I got to be honest, I stopped watching HGTV.
Me too.
HGTV a few years ago because it was hurting my feelings, and it just was, everything is just so unrealistic.
Oh my God.
That it's hurting our industry. Because
100%.
that's what people think
People think we do.
yeah.
You need to watch the Selling Sunset and the OC, Selling OC. It is like
What?
so far-fetched.
I can't.
It's
See,
like-
I sit down and I'm like, no.
No, I know, but it's so.
So you're
out
saying
there.
it's so over the top, unrealistic that I mean, do they make these kind of plastic people in real life? Do you think that they exist?
I mean, these people are obviously real life. They're totally out in another world, another
Right.
mentality and some of that. But what the homeowner is expecting is what they're promoting.
That in lies our problemo, right?
Right. But
So glad you were able to fish out the olive stick.
I've never been happier.
And if you need a little bit more, we can make you some more.
Well, you know,
I mean, it
digging in
is
the
only
jar.
11 o'clock in the morning. And oh, by the way, this Nashville bourbon boo-boo that you gave me, is he sweet?
Scrumdiddly-ish.
Oh.
Is it good?
There's a velvetiness about it. And then it's got that spicy on the backside. Hold on, I'm just having a little bit of a
You
moment.
need a moment?
I'm having a moment.
You may need to cut. We may need to just have a minute between the two of us.
Hold on, I'm having a
Not you and I, but we're just going to, you need to take a knee or
Someone got a cigarette?
I think, do you have like some soft jazz or?
Oh, we can play something.
Golly, that's precious.
Okay,
You need to
that's
come
what
in
I,
with
that's
like
what
a, like a,
I'm all hot right now. I'm a little sweaty. I got to tell you, the temperature gauge is rising.
Here's the thing. How many bourbons have you drinking?
that's
number
called
7?
menopause.
We're on number 7.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
We're
How
on-
many have
we're
I
on-
had?
We're on number 7, and you have never been like that when you took a drink.
Well, there's just some that hit you, boo-boo, and some that don't. This one just is all that. You know what I mean? You know, it's really
I
funny.
think you follow it up with a ba ba ba.
Ah, ba, ba, boo.
Yeah.
You know, it's really funny. One of the first jobs I had, or after I got married, it's been a long time ago, longer than I can count, but my dad got me a gig at Circuit City. He knew one of the guys in, on the top echelon of Circuit City, and they had, I don't know if you remember, over there off of Westmoreland,
Yeah,
they
where
delivered
Depot is now.
appliances, and they had that I was in their service center for when appliances came back and everything. So one of the things, I mean, I was technically, I was just a phone person. I answered the phone, took the information, and then if I got a call for someone in the warehouse, like one of the technicians who the client needed to speak to, I'd go, you know, Michael, there's a call on line 3. And they were all like, who's talking?
Who's talking?
You might have a career in those
Phone
kind of
porn.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I had
this is how I feel about this bourbon.
I had a very good friend that his office was right next to the reception, and she was an old lady, and she's always messing up on his calls and so that.
Right.
So one day I called and I said, "This is Dave Matthews, like the artist."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Brad, Dave Matthews is on line 1." Next day, Bruce Springsteen. I just kept on Sting, and she never missed a beat. Okay, please hold.
Snoop Dogg on line 3. Nobody's smoother than Snoop Dogg.
Right.
Eventually, he never picked up.
That's so funny.
Freaking Snoop Dogg.
I love it.
He's actually a down to earth guy. Like
I think
a
so
family
too.
man.
Right.
Yeah, he's complete. Like, he's smooth.
Like, I was pretty shocked on some of the outs. Besides,
you know, he's been married to his wife for like 114 years or
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That's unrealistic compared to what's going on, you know, most of those kind of, you know.
I have
whether-
18 coming up this year.
Look at you.
I know.
How sweet.
I
Y'all
know.
going somewhere? What you gonna do?
We're probably gonna go
to a baseball
Home
game.
Depot. Maybe Bed Bath and Beyond.
I'm not really sure.
I'm not.
We're
I'm
going
not
to see
really
how
sure.
it. I just see how it. What happens for the day?
Yeah. I don't know. Probably not gonna do much, but it's okay
It is okay.
because he's still hot. I told him this
He
morning
is
we were
hot. I
having
mean,
a
you told me
conversation.
one time. You said, you know, I keep you around because you're hot, and
Yeah, I told him this morning I married him because he was hot. Luckily, he's still holding on. Right?
absolutely
I mean, because some days he's a complete pain in the ass,
right.
but he's still hot.
Yeah. So you do that balance.
Yeah.
You're on my last nerve, but you look great in those jeans, honey.
But you look great on that nerve. Right? So, yeah. Yeah. So he watches HGTV from time to time.
And what are his thoughts? Just from because he's in a totally different industry.
I don't really think he thinks about it, which is part of the problem. When you're not in the industry, you look at that and say,
Oh,
that's
interesting.
for real.
Well, that could be cool.
Right.
Right.
But now he knows if I come home from a reno job or a flip job or something and I'm, been gone for 12 hours and
You're exhausted and covered in drywall dust.
right, that he's like, oh, that's what that looks like. Yeah.
So you're not taking the sledgehammer to the kitchen cabinets in stilettos and a plunging neckline and a push-up bra?
Not typically. Maybe the stilettos, never the push-up bra.
You don't have enough reach or don't have enough arm.
Right.
You can't have those girls in the way. I mean,
No.
who needs that kind of stuff?
Timberland boots does make a stiletto work boot.
You are lying.
What? How much is that?
I don't know. But
Have you please tell me. You're not going to.
well, don't even ask that question.
Okay.
I've seen them.
Redemption.
You may want to
Michael's right now Googling stiletto
no,
work.
you're gonna. Stiletto Timberland.
That is unrealistic.
It's so dumb. I don't know where I was last year. I saw them around Christmas. So I'm like, what in the actual
that better not
fuck?
find its way under my tree. I will
No.
lose it.
No. I mean, part of the cool thing about renos is like your cool work boots, You've lost all
Well, I think the cool thing.
cred when you come in and stiletto.
You have no street cred anymore.
Zero.
I love it.
Did you find them?
Kind of.
Kind of, sort of the knockoffs. He found the Chinese knockoffs.
I saw something the other day that said, "You're so fake. I bet if I lifted up your hair, it would say made in China on your neck."
What sites do you visit every day? I want to know.
I was like, that's
I want to know.
hilarious.
Oh my God. No, but that's, and I think that's what we're talking about is that, first of all, who would wear stiletto work boots? I mean, what's the purpose of a work boot? Did you find it?
Yeah, they're $50.
I told you they existed.
That is beyond stupid. That is beyond stupid. And I have to say, for all eternity,
I'll sell these if they're.
I
flip sneakers.
He
on the
flips
side.
sneakers on
the side.
Marketplace.
Give those a try.
See if those.
You were so funny.
I told you they existed.
I don't. I that would have never come into my universe. By the way,
Well, I think what it is people are like, oh, you got a female crew, and like they're expecting
It's
us
like-
to come
right.
in like Daisy Dukes and like
and the tight shorts and the
tight shorts and like a tool belt, and
That's another level of demented.
That's a different show.
That's a different show for a different audience.
I'm telling you tonight, watch the O's selling.
Okay,
the
we're gonna
OC.
watch the O so we can be more.
I feel like you're being a little bit of a bully about this show.
I just found it
It's
the
gonna
other
make
day.
me angry to watch it.
Well, your husband's gonna like it. I can
She's
tell
gonna
you
be again a different show. She's gonna be texting me tonight, going, "What the?
Yeah.
What in the world?" Because I will tell you, I mean, and this has evolved over, I think that you have to read the room. But the way I dress has evolved. Like if I'm going to a listing appointment with an elderly couple who've been there for 35 years, I'm going to be in, a dress potentially or some kind of nice slacks. You know what I mean? You read your room, right?
You can
If
have
I'm
on
going
some
out with
sash
millennials
shoes.
like my kids,
Yeah.
I'm in jeans and Chuck Taylors.
Yeah.
Because they're showing up in tank tops and shorts. I mean, it's not like they have dressed like that to come to a closing. You know what I mean? So you have to, I kind of try to mirror and match. And the best thing ever, when I was at Keller Williams, you did a presentation one time on the disc profile.
Yeah.
And you went through everybody's personality, D is this and I is this. And you were illustrative in like who is it that you said, if you print out paper or something, it better be quality paper because they're going to be like, they're going to be the one, which I can't remember, but the eyes, you're like, the eyes are going to be like, come on in.
Yeah. They're going to be, I love your shoes. Silently judging you, though.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking hate her shoes. Why does she have those on?
Right.
But she stared at them for so long, she's got to comment on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the D personality, they're the, just get to the point.
Just get to the
What's
point.
the deal?
Yeah.
And I think it's the S or the C. You're like, if you have any kind of, which one is the one that'll like stand back? If
That's a C. Accountant, right?
Right.
They're just taking
they don't
want to
hug you.
No touching.
No touchy.
No,
It's a wonder they procreate.
it is.
I mean, think about it.
Accountants or C's on a broad spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I've got a girlfriend who lives in Denver, and her name is Pandora. Yes, her mother was a big pot smoker in the 60s.
What gave that away?
I know, right? But she is, to me, a unicorn because she's she's actually a CPA. Her mother was the very first female CPA in the state of Texas back in the day. So Pandora is super smart, great with numbers, very, critical thinking, and the most free-spirited flower child you've ever met in your
That's so fun, though.
I am like, who are you?
Yeah.
I mean, she's the person. I went to Key West with her back in February. May or may not had moments where we couldn't remember how we got back to the Airbnb, but we came home safe. We're good.
But Key West is walkable. So
That's
they
what
didn't
we
drive.
We didn't drive. But we were at Sloppy Joe's one night, and you have to go to Sloppy Joe's because they always have these live bands.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember the walk from Sloppy Joe's to the house, and she doesn't remember the walk, but she remembers us getting in the house, and I don't remember after we got in the house. That's so sad.
Yeah.
But it was my first shot at Key West, so
Yeah.
we're responsible. I did or did not take several BCs the next morning.
BCs are still the jam.
That is the best thing ever.
What is it? What I have no idea what you're
It's
All right,
like
so-
a powdered.
It's like a caffeinated Tylenol is what it is. So when I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, who did the Tar Heels, and what we take is called a BC, and it's a sleeve, and you tear off the top, and it's a very bitter tasting powder, but it's literally like a Tylenol with caffeine in
It's
it.
in wax paper. It's folded.
Yep, and you pop one back, and that'll right your ship just as here as I stand.
Woo! 5-hour energy.
You don't get well. I think the caffeine pushes the Tylenol. It just amplifies it. So that's my go-to, and I may or may not down a couple
Yeah.
after that particular evening.
I'm afraid if I do that, I won't go to sleep for like 3 days.
Yeah. No, I mean that's with me with coffee. I can drink coffee till noon, and the minute 12 o'clock rings, I can't stop because anything after that, I'm staring at the ceiling. And you know me, I get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock.
She talks to Jesus. At
I
4.
talk to Jesus at 5 every day, whether he wants to hear from me or not.
So tell me a story of a situation that was like, am I in a TV show right now? Because this is like crazy.
Oh, I have one.
I knew you would.
Oh my gosh, I have the best.
Tell me.
Okay,
What's going on?
so
Do we
it's
all need to
been-
sit back and...
Yeah, settle in. So it's probably been 8 years ago. And I had a client who had a parent living with them who had dementia. And he was precious. And he had a caretaker that stayed with him while they were at work. And there was a mix-up between the caretaker coming and getting him because we had a showing. So caretaker was supposed to come get him. It was like a 15-minute overlap from when they left for work until the caretaker got there.
Right.
So there was a mix-up with the caretaker thinking she thought they were going to take him with them and she was going to meet them back there. The family thought that they were going to leave and she was going to show up, pick him up, and take him out for the showing. Okay? So showing starts. They're looking around the house. They go to pull back the shower curtain, and he is at full salute in his Marine uniform standing in the shower when they pull the curtain back. The person that pulls back the curtains like a 3-year-old.
I totally thought this was going to say you were going to say something else.
No, he was not naked.
He was
So,
not naked. He was fully clothed.
Fully clothed in like a uniform though that's probably 4 sizes too small. At like full salute. So kid screams.
Because there's a dude standing
There's a dude
in the tub.
like so the agent calls me and's like, Susan, there's a random man. He's not blinking. We don't know. We assume he's alive because he's standing upright. So I get in the car, run over there, run up the stairs. And I'm like, honey, what are you doing? You need to come on out.
Yeah.
Caretaker's still not there yet. I just start saying the Pledge of Allegiance because I'm thinking,
That'll
well, you know,
resonate with him.
right.
I was quick to the feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pledge of Allegiance. He joins in, takes my hand. I'm like, okay.
It's a ceremony.
It's a
Now we're
ceremony.
stepping forward.
Yeah. We make it outside as the caretaker comes screaming around the corner and the family comes screaming. Because I had called him. I'm like, what is going on here?
It's not an interactive showing. We're not doing a skit for people.
No, apparently the child was terrified.
Oh, I can't imagine.
And the family is not amused,
No.
right? That granddad is chilling in the shower.
Yeah, right.
Luckily clothed. But
That's a
not-
saving grace right
Not
there.
the full salute that you're talking about.
No.
When she said
I
full
know when
salute.
I was like,
I was like,
Thank
probably
you.
should have
I'm not the
used-
only compromised
No,
mind that went
I probably
there.
should have used a different term there. But
Uh-huh.
that was I mean, that's enough to scare the shit out of you when you like, oh, let's see what the shower looks like. And there's a dude clothed standing in the shower.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my! So the resolution of that was, of course, these people did not probably buy the house.
They didn't. And it was one of those in a market where when you got a showing,
You
you're
were
like,
excited. Thank you, Jesus.
yeah.
Because, you know, every Friday I put out the little client connect emails. You know,
Yeah.
we haven't had many showings years
your
ago.
recap, right?
You would say, hey, listen, you know, we haven't had many showings, but this is the feedback I have received and blah, 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 blah. But we're still I'm seeing a lot of, you know, like we can see people saving and it going into
Yeah.
people's, you know, search, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
And that's what you're saying, right? So this is what was the Friday recap? So Granddad
cost us a showing.
Yet again.
Granddad.
You know, people don't realize, I mean, we can laugh about this now, but at the time that was hugely stressful.
Yes.
Well, and two, it's dramatically stressful not only for the family that was seeing the home and the child, but you as a realtor, you now have got another realtor who's like, hey, Susan, you know, what kind of, I'm trying to show your shit here.
Yeah.
The house is supposed to be mine and mine alone during the
Yeah.
process. You know,
Yeah.
Paul, you know, put a kink, because really, I mean, buyers agents don't show houses because they want to see multiple houses.
Yeah.
They want that to be the one, you know,
Yeah.
so that you can continue down your journey, right?
Yeah.
So she's like,
Do you want me to tell you the funniest? So this has to do with me, which is really, really, this story will, you better, this is great. So,
Does it start off with a full salute?
no,
a
it
real
doesn't.
full salute is what I want to know. I am drinking some pretty nice bourbon,
It
so
doesn't.
we can go there.
So I was showing this house. It was, for those back in the day, it was a foreclosure.
So it's like an RV. They winterize the house.
Yeah. So the house is winterized. I had been showing property all day. Had not been feeling the best, kind of all day. Just kind of like, just
a
not,
little
you know,
grungy,
yeah,
just,
just not feeling great. So I was about 15 minutes ahead of my next client. And I was like, I'm going to go in and use the restroom. I get there and the house has been winterized. And I'm like,
Damn it.
huh.
What do I do now?
This creates a bit of a conundrum.
Yes.
So I was like, you know what? Farm girl, right? I grew up on a farm. Like, you got to go, right? I mean, you got to go.
Right.
Got like rumbling
You
in your
got
tummy.
gurgling going on.
Yeah, a little sweat on the upper lip, the whole thing. I'm like,
This is not the HGTV scene
no.
that I'm thinking of.
There's no trailer with my name on like the.
Well, actually, this could be. It's just one of those shows that just.
And we're going to be a lot more organic and earthy.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh no. Right? So
It's coming.
It's coming, and you better, right? So I had my Jeep at the time, my
Right,
Wrangler
I love
at the
that
time.
Jeep.
So I run out and I'm rummaging through like what is in here that I can use, right? Because there's
It's
something,
coming.
right? So I
You were doing Bridesmaids before Bridesmaids was a movie.
yeah. Except there was nowhere to go in the house. So I go into the backyard, which is a little bit wooded. I hang on for dear life to this sweet little tree. Oh, no. And a poop in the backyard.
It is what it is.
Right. So I have I had found like some little napkins or
Like cocktail napkins.
tissues that come in the
the little teeny packs.
Yeah. So those, found those. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm good. I had a little, had a little plastic bag. So put that, didn't want to litter in the yard. So put that and put them in a little plastic bag. And so I get there and my clients are like, the house, we really like it. Why don't we walk around the backyard? And I'm like, you know what? I would not. There I saw critters and there may have been a snake back there.
Let's just stay in the house.
Yeah, let's not.
And we can come back another time.
Right. And I'm praying to sweet Jesus above, please, please, please.
This is a trailer teaser clip.
Let them stay inside. 'Cause-
While I tidy up my poop space.
and have them trust me.
Which is what it's about. We're professionals.
That there's no need to go back there.
Right.
Because it's right near the shed.
Did I tell you this was going to be a good...
So thank God they did not go out there. They trusted me to stay inside. They actually ended up getting that house. And every time I do a little pop by, they know now. I shared it with them, and they could not stop laughing. But that is real. That is no HGTV.
That is the real deal. That is what really happens.
That is what happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, I'll tell you what some people would have done. They would have said, screw it. They would have lifted up that top, dropped a load in the winterized toilet,
And put the lid back down.
put the lid back down, and said, peace out. I didn't do that.
I've
Too much respect.
I've learned to flush 2 times before I know that the water's on in the house or that
Yeah.
we're,
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Right, because you can turn a faucet and there'd be water in the lines but you... I'm sorry.
You
This
know,
is the best
so-
story I've ever
Yeah.
That's,
heard in my life. I have stories, but nothing will top that.
It shouldn't. But
Nothing.
the reason I'm sharing that is because that is real life shit. Pardon the pun. That is
Now, I
That
have
is-
had the opportunity, like, to be showing homes and stuff happens, but not to that level.
yeah.
You know,
all right, so I got one more question.
what?
What do you have a story that you had a client that doesn't add up to their expectation on what their house is actually at?
Oh, I think you got one of those.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
The client has this expectation,
right.
Like
But
it's
they're
$1
not
million
e-
house and it should be a 350.
right?
We all have a bunch of those. I mean, really.
Or act like it's $1 million and it's not even close to that.
Well, in my tenure as a realtor, I've only had 2 listings not sell, and both of them were because for whatever reason, whether I was too close to the people, relationship wise, or whatever, that I allowed them to dictate the price. And then one in particular, I mean, in both instances, I obviously, listing expires, they go with another agent who prices it where it should have been, which is what I told them to begin with. You don't ever get credit for that, and it sells pretty quickly. The first one was these folks moved here from Arizona, and they built brand new over in Collington, and she decided she didn't like the Richmond area. No one was friendly to her. She was just that kind of lady. You know what I mean? She just was
Yeah, sure.
complainer. And so I actually went in behind. They had called even though they called me, they called another agent, high profile in the community, who was like, oh yeah, we can list it for X, Y. And I know she was just doing it to get the listing and would drop the price. And I at least got them to go under that. And we were on the market, I don't know, it was, 3 or 4 months or something. And I just get the screaming over the phone. You're not, because what you said is, I'm going to disappoint you. Is it going to be now or then? And so they're disappointed. We didn't get the traffic. It's a cute little, bungalow, kind of like downstairs master.
Yeah.
And it still didn't, because it was probably $30,000 overpriced. And there were still new construction. You know how Collington is. There's still new construction. So she screamed and hollered at me. And I'm like, listen, here's the release. The second one was I had been referred from neighbors, and then we became friends, and kind of like you go to their home for
Yeah.
Christmas and stuff like that. And they really had an hugely unrealistic expectation. They lived over there off a river road and had some land. And I allowed myself yet again to get talked into this. And to be honest with you, the thing that disappoints me about that one the most, losing the listing is not, it's just business as far as I'm concerned. But my mother had just passed away and they knew it. And they called me literally the day after I buried her to say, we've gone in a different direction. That is how much they don't give a shit about you.
They don't.
So all these agents that go on, like whether it's, the stuff we were talking about in our past podcast or the past episode, as much as people, you want to say they're your BFF or you've seen agents who are like, these are my best friends. No, they're not. If someone would, instead of calling me and saying, listen, we'd like to have a conversation. Why don't you come to the house? You've been really instrumental. You did say we should have listed less than and da-da-da-da. And go. Instead of doing that, I get the email. We've decided to go in a different direction literally the day after I put my mother in the ground. So those are my two big ones. I mean, those aren't really, as funny as the cat box in the backyard story. But that's when it comes to that kind of, situation, I think that you are setting yourself up and HGTV has made sellers in particular feel more emboldened, even in a seller market.
Yeah.
And I got it out. Like I didn't stutter over that one. Hold on. Let's have another sip. We might get a little, I sound a little too sober.
She sounds velvety and with a little spice on the back.
Hold on just a minute. I gotta. Woo! You don't have to be a star, baby, to be in my show.
I mean, Jesus was having a good day when he gave you those pipes.
This morning, Owen goes out goes to school and he's out the door at 7:30. I have to take him there, and I'm getting ready, and I hear in his bathroom, he's singing. What's the one? It's the "Cake by the Ocean."
Oh, yeah, I love that song.
What is that now? Tell me.
Cake by the Ocean, that song. Cake by the Ocean.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll play it for you. But it was like,
it's so good.
It's so funny because I'm like,
so he's
Cake
not doing
by
basic.
the Ocean.
yeah.
He's not doing the just basic stuff. He's doing good stuff.
Oh, he remembers lyrics. He hears
That's
it one
awesome.
time.
Can he sing?
Yeah. He's got rhythm. He's got amazing rhythm.
Here's
and
the
he's
thing
like,
that I love is I cannot sing a lick. I mean, it's terrible, but I will sing all damn day.
Yeah.
Why not?
I have the worst singing voice. Like if I go to somebody's like, "How does it sound?" and I sing, they're like, "Nah, still nothing." Like, yeah, of course.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm in my car though is a different story.
The rolling karaoke machine.
pretty much.
Well,
Adele and I are
my
sound the
Tesla
same.
has a karaoke machine in the
Oh
car.
my God! Stop.
Just to let you know.
We'll have to do that.
So
You
I
and
think we
Adele,
should
I
do
can
for
see that.
Yeah, samesies.
If she knew you, she would, just like I know in my heart that if Denzel Washington met me in person, he'd leave the wife. I just know it.
He probably would. I mean, why wouldn't he? I think that when you sing, I just go like this.
Oh,
Have like a little. I want Dawn to sing at my funeral.
I'm not singing at your funeral. We're gonna party and sing now while you're alive.
No, you
we're
are.
gonna do. What am I gonna
That
do?
Green Day song. Hope you've had the time of your life.
Yeah.
I gotta learn that one. She sent it to me. She was like, "You need to start."
And a fork stuck in the
I'll
road.
play the guitar for you, and
And we'll do that song for you, boo.
I love that song.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I love that song. When you hear a song and you're like, I want Dawn to sing that song. You know what I think she should sing really, or that you could sing really well?
What?
Is Maren Morris. You know that artist? A house don't fall when the bones are good.
I don't know it, but I'm gonna find out.
How do you not know that?
I'm an old school girl. I like like the standards and the the Nora Jones and the those.
Do you sing the Nora Jones song about her dog? Man of the Hour.
I don't know that one.
I think
See,
I
y'all are
think
schooling me
I
up.
think I know that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't give him any ideas
He
because
asked
he
me to choose between a vegan and a pothead. I can't choose between a vegan and a pothead, so I choose you. You don't have any baggage tied to your 4 feet.
See, these are the things I wish we could play, but we just can't because it would be.
Well, it's copyright, right?
Well,
yeah,
you
so-
could put a linky. A
No,
linky
it'll
dinky.
still shut you down.
Why? Why?
Yeah.
They're just so.
Even teasers and things like that.
Jeez.
So if you don't have copyright, now I could play it. If I hadn't,
We might have to just do a live concert here at some point.
That way.
You never. Who knows where this podcast will go? I mean, we started with this concept, but who knows?
So I say we wrap it up today with what is one of your go-to songs?
That one is. I always do that one. That's my favorite. But if I'm just gonna do a one-off, or if I go do karaoke, and by the way,
What's your karaoke song?
if we go to karaoke, if there's prize money,
Oh.
I will win it. I used to pay my apartment rent in my early 20s by visiting all the karaoke's in the Richmond area and winning the
Yeah, of course
prize,
you
like
did.
$500 here, $400
Do they have
there,
those at, like the bowling alley?
whatever. But my go-to karaoke song is "Proud Mary" by Tina Turner. Hands
Okay.
down.
How about
Hands
see
down.
how I don't like that? See how I'm going to redirect.
She's got. I got some other stuff.
How about Tina Turner? You're the best, simply the best.
But there's but you got to understand, Proud Mary has got a lot of dynamics to it, the way Tina Turner does it.
yeah.
And then if you don't like that, I can do a lot of Natalie Cole. I can do all Natalie Cole. No worries. If we're on a cruise ship or a karaoke bar or wherever,
So what's your go-to song?
I don't.
If you had to pick
if you were
one
going to do a
go
karaoke, if you had a couple of drinks, what would you whip out?
Easy by the Commodores.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I will get after it in my car.
Yeah.
So my kids don't allow me to sing. They're both like, "Ew, Mom."
She called me one time. I'm on the road. She's on the road. And she's like, "I got my kids in the car. I need you to sing to us."
Radio's not working.
They're not letting me sing. So could you just sing through the car radio? I've got you on speaker.
Oh, her voice is just like, why didn't you do something with that?
I lived in Nashville for a year. I played at Opryland. I lived in Europe for over a year. I played in all the, like Sardinia, Fiumicino, Rome. I lived in all the, I've done all that. It doesn't interest me. I can't be the kind of person that takes it to that kind of level. I'm too.
That's not true. You can be.
No, but I'm foundationally too grounded. I think a lot of people that get to the higher echelons, they've got some real weird shit in their life. And I grew up too normal. I'm too normal is how I would put it. And I have boundaries. And there's some things I had lots of folks, especially when I was in Nashville, offer me to do things if I would do things.
Oh.
And I'm not going to do the things.
A cool cat.
Who?
You should, if you haven't seen, my next guest needs no introduction.
David Letterman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He introduced Billie Eilish. He did a thing with Billie Eilish.
All the ones are great.
She's
Yeah.
righteous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And down to earth. She has Tourette's.
Oh my gosh.
Did you watch the Kim? No, Little Kim. No, what's her name? Oh, I'm drawing a blank. Rap artist. She used to be a stripper, and now she's
And I don't swim in the same pool.
Well, no.
I can't think of
I
her
don't
name.
know.
Yeah, she's huge.
Right.
But she's so grounded. She got her. I'm drawing a blank of her story. Anyways,
Does she have a big butt?
I guess
It's not Nicki Minaj.
Yes. That interview was phenomenal.
Yeah. Plus, I just like to say Nicki Minaj.
It rolls off.
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
What's your favorite word?
I already told you that earlier on.
Bourbon?
It's a swear word.
It's a swear word.
Oh. No. Your favorite word's a swear word?
No. I don't know what my favorite word would be.
Because that was 2 words.
It was 2 words, and you corrected me on that, and rightly so. Hold my feet to the fire.
My favorite word is grizzly.
What?
Grizzly, like
Yeah.
in grizzly bear.
Yeah, because it's one of those words. I know they have
We are
a.
so off topic, by the way.
Does it matter?
No.
Does it matter? I mean,
I
you
think
know.
it's one of those words that sounds like it feels.
Well, isn't there a lot of people that hate the word moist?
That would be me. Actually, you said one earlier that I hate, which is slacks. I also hate the term lunch meat.
We might have to bring Susan back in a few months to do yet another. Because I think we could go on for did I tell you we could go on for a while on
Yeah,
this?
we're at 40
Sorry,
minutes.
I don't even know. What
We're at
supposed to
40
be talking
minutes
about.
and we were talking
HGTV.
about HGTV. We may have to wrap it up.
It was
because,
so boring.
A, I've had it's
HGTV is so boring.
First of all, HGTV is not your boo. Zillow's not your friend.
No,
Well,
but we
you're-
are.
But we
guys-
are your friend.
You guys are you're gonna group chat us or text us, and you're gonna watch the OC, selling the OC tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to do a three-way chat with Michael. So we
on
have, you know.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Even if it's for like 4 minutes,
Okay.
you're gonna get what I'm saying.
I'm only gonna do it because you're being a bully, and I'm scared that you'll hit me if I don't.
I'm not a hitter.
He's going to throw
I'm not
one of his egg bites.
I'm not a hitter. I'm not a hitter, but I will.
All right, I'll watch
definitely-
it, but it's gonna make me angry.
No,
It will.
it's not gonna make you angry. You're gonna be like, oh, come on.
That's what I mean.
Well-
there's 4 minutes of my life I can't get back.
That she could have been staring at Jay.
But the views,
Right?
the houses and the views are phenomenal. Like,
Oh, I'm sure, without a doubt. But that being said, you have got to say yes to coming back. What we'll do is we'll
Yes.
plan on doing a tune,
okay.
okay? While you're here, we'll do a whole, we'll do something super fun and all. Really, I mean, I don't mind talking about real estate, but
What's
It's what we do, is
what's
not what we are.
So give us your information.
yeah,
How can they reach you?
give us our information.
Oh yeah, Open Gate Realty Group.
Look at the camera.
Open Gate
Tell
Realty
the
Group.
peoples. Tell the people.
How you
Hey,
doing?
how you doing?
Open Gate Realty Group, Black Dog Renovations is both our Instagram and websites
Right.
and social media. So drop us a line, say howdy do, give us a follow. We do a lot of fun things.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
It's never boring.
it's never boring. No, we have a good time.
Yeah, and we're going to
Thank
put
you
your
for having me today. Thank you for having me
No
today.
problem.
This was super
Oh my
fun.
gosh! What else are you going to do on a Tuesday morning? Right? In real estate, that's more fun than this.
Not nothing.
Nah.
Ner. Ner.
And really, follow, share, comment. We're going to link all of Susan's information.
Notifications bell or button or something.
Is there? Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
there's a bell.
notifications bell,
bell?
so that you're always notified when we hit a new episode.
Yeah,
Because who doesn't want to miss? Who wants to miss this?
not me.
Not a thing. Why do I have to look at the camera? I'm looking at you.
I know.
I do. I need, he's like daddy. He's like, okay, there you go. Whatever. And we are grateful for you. Pour yourself one. Try this. If you've not tried this Nelson Brothers whiskey out of Nashville, Tennessee. Well, let's
And you
just
can
say-
try
And you can try
that or that or that.
or that, or you can do a Bloody Mary. But we appreciate you. So glad you stopped by to have a drink with us, to share some time.
Yeah, I'm always grateful for the time. Thank you.
Can't wait to see you again. Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Real Estate and Bourbon with Don Roy. If you have any questions about something you've heard on today's episode, send us an email to realestateandbourbon@gmail.com.